Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, the great millstone, Uruel, and peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect, brothers out there co-laboring, alright, in the trenches, noise of this gospel, abroad on the four corners of earth and to the ears of the elect, alright, which is ultimately the will of the Heavenly Father, to seal the elect, with this knowledge, wisdom, understanding on their foreheads, alright, and then the destruction could come to bring about the end of this world and the beginning of the new world, in which the saints of the Most High yearn for, alright, the prophets and the apostles and the angels. Okay, so Lord willing, through the Spirit and power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is edifying, okay, and it's the title is, alright, as you can see, the elect will be saved through faith, alright, and something along the lines of you know, being over righteous, okay, alright, for brothers that come into this thing and you gotta understand that don't let the law be a stumbling block unto you. Alright, matter of fact, I may name it that. Don't let the law be a stumbling block unto you. Okay? Understand. Galatians chapter 3 verse 24. Okay? Wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us to Yahweh Shai, that we may be justified by faith. Now right there, as you can see on the screen, I got the word was highlighted because was is past tense. Alright, so the law was a schoolmaster to bring us to Yahweh Shai. Now the law, when you get into the law, is a separation between righteousness and wickedness. Paul said he would not have known what righteousness was if it wasn't for the law. So we know right or wrong because the scriptures say what? It is written, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt honor thy mother and father, worship no other gods before me. Alright, then you go into the dietary laws on what we can eat, what we can't eat, okay? Then you have sexual laws in which it's not lawful to sleep with your mother, alright? It's not lawful for you to sleep with the next man's wife, right? It's not lawful for you to sleep with animals, alright? And then you have consequences for breaking these laws, okay? So the law is a schoolmaster, right, to teach us and to bring us to Yahweh Shai so that we may even take the steps, the proper steps to be righteous, okay? Alright, that we might be justified. The key word there is might be justified by faith. Faith in what? In believing in this righteousness, okay? So, let me go to Galatians. Alright, so this is Galatians chapter 2, verse 1. Alright, I'm going to start at the top. I was going to start in the middle, but I'll start at the top. Then 14 years when I went up again to Jerusalem with Barnabas and took Titus with me also. Now this is the Apostle Paul speaking. And went up by revelation and communicated unto them that the gospel which I preach among the Gentiles brought privately to them which were of reputation, lest any means I should run or had run in vain. Slakia. But neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised. So Titus was a Greek, alright, an Israelite foreigner, going back to the diaspora, alright, when Antiochus Epiphanes was in power, alright, those wicked Jews, alright, that they went to Athens, alright, they went amongst Greeks. So we had a diaspora of Israelites that were scattered amongst the Greeks. All right, and this is one of them. This was the Israelite foreigners that Paul was going to. Okay. Oh, it's like Titus. That's Titus. Okay. So verse 3. But neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised. Right. Now this is not talking about Titus. Titus was compelled to be circumcised according to the Spirit, of course, because he was a man of the Lord. He was doing the work. All right, he was ministering. All right, he was serving the people by teaching them. All right, this circumcision is talking about the circumcision of the flesh. Okay, verse 4. And that because of false brethren, unawares brought in. All right, these are false brethren. Okay, unawares that were brought in. But look what it says. Who came in privily to spy our liberty, which we have in Yahweh Shai, that they may bring us into bondage. You see that? You see that? You see what people were doing? The false brothers that was trying to be over righteous, right? Was trying to bring them back into bondage. What bondage? Not a physical bondage, but a bondage according to the law. This is what they were trying to do. And this was a dispute that was happening in the old time, because it was this new liberty that we had in Yahweh Shai, him being that sacrificial lamb and dying on the cross, being sacrificed, right, as it is written in the law, all right, gave these men liberty to come into this thing by way of faith, by way of believing, simply believing on the Lord, right? Believing on the Lord. Let's lock it, brothers. Okay, so which verse 4, which we have in Yahweh Shai, that they may bring us into bondage, to whom we gave place by subjection, no, not for an hour, that the truth of the gospel might continue. But of these who seem to be somewhat, whatsoever they were, it maketh no matter to me. The Lord accepted no man's person, for they have seemed to be somewhat in conference added nothing to me. But contrariwise, when they say that the gospel of the uncircumcision was committed to me, as the gospel of the circumcision unto Peter, for he that wrought effectually in Peter to the apostleship of the circumcision, the same was mighty in me toward the Gentiles. And when James, Cyprus, and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that was given unto me, they gave me Barnabas the right hand of fellowship, that we should go unto the heathens, and they unto the circumcision. Only they would that we should remember the poor, in the same which I had also for to do. But when Peter was come to Antioch, I withstood him to the face, because he was to be blamed. All right. So Peter, we're gonna read into it. Peter was going off, okay, because what Peter was doing was he was being a hypocrite. All right. Around the circumcision, he would act, like the circumcised, and then when the uncircumcision would be around the people, around the circumcision, he would act all standoffish, like they was in the past, like he was better than, holier than thou. He had that holier than thou spirit. So Paul, Paul rebuked Peter. All right, Paul rebuked Peter and had to kind of remind him of going back to the top. Going back to the top. Let me see. And because there was false brethren brought in unaware, who came in privily to spy our liberty, which we have in Yahweh Shai, that they may bring us back into bondage. All right. So when you have people come into this thing, it's because we understand that the law was a schoolmaster. The law was a covenant that we made. All right. The law was a covenant that we made, that if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, we will be blessed over all the other nations. It was a schoolmaster so that we could know what's righteous, what's right and wrong. But it's not what's going to get us into the kingdom. That's not what's going to get us into the kingdom. It's not. Faith in Yahweh Shai is going to get you into the kingdom. Now, what does that mean? Do you just go out and you transgress the laws? Hell no. How the hell could you? Knowing what you know, being a man of the Lord or being a man of wisdom, why would you want to forsake any law? You don't want to. Your spirit should. Any righteous spirit is going to naturally want to keep all the laws and want to be perfect, just like Yahweh Shai was perfect, just like Yahweh was perfect, right? But us being in these flesh and us being a mortal man, part of the lesson that the Lord wants us to understand is there's the Yahweh for a reason. All right, He's the creator of creations for a reason, and the first thing He created was His Son Yahushua, and His Son Yahushua was that man that walked perfect. That's why when you read the scriptures of how great King David was, King David went off, he committed adultery. How wise King Solomon was. King Solomon, he went off, he served other powers. You know, Samson, how strong he was, he fell to a woman. Moses, and how great he was the one that brought the law to the children of Israel, yet he wasn't able with those eyes to enter into the kingdom, Jerusalem, all right, because he failed to give credit to the Most High when he struck that rock. So I could keep going on and name things have done, because this was a story that was written for a reason. So Romans chapter 3 verse 31. Do we make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, let me read up a little bit. Seeing it is one Lord that justifieth the circumcision by faith and the uncircumcision through faith, do we then make void the law through faith? So do we just throw off because of Yahweh Shai died, do we just throw off the law and just have faith, say I believe? God forbid. Hell no. We established the law. We let the world know that no, the law is the separation between righteous and wickedness. The law makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. But if you're going to try to nitpick and judge off of the law, and you want to establish your righteousness off the law, you're going to be judged by the law. In other words, so that woman that you sleeping with, right? That woman that you're sleeping with, are you committing adultery? Is she your woman? Did you pop her cherry? Because if you didn't, you're committing adultery. And what you're essentially asking for is for Yahweh Shai to have mercy on you. Those clothes that you're wearing, are they all one fabric? No, they're not. We know that they're supposed to. We could, any man of the Lord will wish that, all the clothes could be one fabric. You wish that you could obtain a virgin, a little damsel, and you could keep her. You know, that's your hope. But in this wicked satanic society, it ain't gonna happen. That's why the apostles tell you, just get you something to pop and keep it pushing. You don't gotta go through these women, all right. You don't gotta go through these women to find out they wicked, because the scriptures say the things that are written were for our learning's sake. King Solomon already did it, and that was even back then when women were even in their righteous mind. He said he ain't found none. He ain't found none. So if you even get you a little woman that's you please the dog, just like Paul said, and she's semi okay, just deal with her. Anybody else, the Dharma tells us all the time, you want to pop something on the side or whatever, you do that and you keep it pushing. Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 verse 16. Be not over righteous much, neither make yourself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy yourself? What you do by making yourself over righteous or over wise, only thing you're doing is you're destroying yourself. Only thing you're doing is destroying yourself. All right, and there's examples of this in the scriptures, of course, because the scriptures is our manual. The scriptures is our example code. It says, and the Jews dissembled likewise with them, insomuch that Barnabas also was carried away with this stimulation. And these are men of the Lord, Oh, Salakia. These are men. These are men of the Lord. Barnabas was a man of the Lord that did the work. Peter was an apostle that walked with Yahweh Shai. All right. But when they saw that they had walked not uprightly according to the truth of the gospel, but it's like when I said to Peter before them all, if thou, being a Jew, livest after the manner of the Gentiles, and not as a Jew, why compellest thou the Gentiles to live as a Jew? And this is one of those scriptures you got to read over and over again, man. This book of Galatians is something that, this faith thing is you it's not something you could work on, you could study much about it. This belief, slack here, brother. Something you could it's something that's got to be given to you from the Spirit. All right. So, but when, we who are Jews by nature and not sinners of the Gentiles, knowing is the point, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, even we that have believed in Yahweh Shai, that we may be justified by the faith in Yahweh Shai, and not by the works of the law, for by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. You're talking about, we live in a time where you can't afford to outhouse, another house maybe, where if your woman was on her menstrual, she was unclean, you could put her in a back house, This is don't destroy yourself trying to be nitpicking at the law. All right, what you can do, you do, and what you can't do, that's why you have the Lord. That's why you have faith. This is why we need salvation. Understand this. This is the reason why we need a deliverer. But if we seek to be justified by Yahweh Shai, we ourselves are also found sinners. Is therefore Yahweh Shai the minister of sin? No. So what is he saying? You got these IUIC guys that always talk about the law. And when we talk like this is a question that they ask. What is the Lord the minister of sin? No, he's not the minister of sin. But what's mercy? Ask them what's mercy. Why is he the most merciful? Why is he the most merciful? Alright, so Ezekiel. Let me get Ezekiel real quick, and then I'm gonna close it out because I know I could go on. Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 13. It says, "And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them." The food that you eating is defiled. The plants that you eating is defiled. The herbs that you eating is defiled. Only thing, the last line of defense is our faith. That's it. Our last line of defense is our faith. Is our belief in being delivered out of here, and going through this trial and tribulation that the Heavenly Father set up for us. This obstacle course, and being able to have the defense mechanisms to be able to withstand the wiles of Satan is key. Because when all hell break loose, it's gonna be the Most High dealing with you. He ain't. Are you pure in heart? Or you not? Are you faint-hearted? Was you real? Was you faking a funk? Was you faking a funk around brethren? Pretending to do the work, doing the work deceitfully? Are you sincere about this thing, man? Are you really ready to die for Yahweh Shai and to lay down your life for your brethren? Time will tell. But I'm going to tell you right now, our defense mechanism apostles of GMS, the great millstone who rule well, and peace, love, and salutations